All right, we have Double Dragon number 2 operational. Well, the lines flipping on the screen are because of the camera, they're not on the monitor, although I do have interference pattern on the monitor for some reason. There's like interference waves going through it, and I have no idea what would cause that. I have the width maxed out on this Vision Pro monitor because Double Dragon, again, as I've said in earlier videos, has a very narrow resolution. So I had to max out the width. But it is working. Also looks like it's kind of strobing. Again, that's just the camera. So yeah, I'm happy I've got that going. I've cleaned up a little bit. Here's the control panel I made for Vertical Games and Arkanoid. Spare coin box I shoved back there, spare boards, the Kadash marquee is back there with the other control panels. I've got here on the floor the K7000 chassis that I haven't messed with yet. And try not to scroll too fast. Over here we've got the K7000A still mounted to the frame that I was not able to fix. And then in the Vision Pro frame we have the K7000. I don't have room for 2 monitors. I don't even have room for 1 spare monitor. So I've still got a lot of work to do figuring out what to put where. I've also got back there, you might see, I've got a marquee, or not the marquee, but the marquee light and speaker panel from the other damaged Double Dragon, along with the complete wire harness in a box. Under my pinball machine I have wiring, spare wiring that I use for projects. I have a tray full of I think Sega Naomi parts. I've got a MAME PC back there. I've got the PC I put Naomi in back there, and that pretty much fills up under that pinball machine. The other one keeps my toolbox, a box of pinball parts, and a box of Taito F3 boards, and some more of the MAME setup, the JPack, the box for the video card that I hacked the BIOS to run in arcade resolutions, etc. So space issues are my big problem at the moment. I've also got over here, I've got a slot machine, I've got more parts. There's a Tsunami Mega Game PC that's fully working. The box on top is the joystick. It's like a flight stick and a throttle, and that's my parts cabinet that's full of other parts, and then just a display cabinet over there that's not arcade related. Aliens Pulse Rifle is papercraft, another hobby that I have not messed with in years. Yeah, past the wife's desk there. So, yeah, not sure what else I can say other than the marquee, the Kadash that was in here. The plexiglass that's over this is like the, and I don't know my types of plexiglass, but this is the soft, thin stuff, whether that's plexiglass, and the harder stuff is Lexan. But interestingly, the game that had this Double Dragon marquee, I've got the plexiglass or Lexan, I think it is, back there for it, and it's much thicker. In fact, it's too thick to fit in the lip here, so it was routed. A nice job of routing it so it fits in here. So I thought, well, that's got to be original because it's been routed to fit in here. So I slid it in and it fits in the bottom, but then the marquee panel won't bolt in because the holes for the 3 screws are too far back to have. It's like 1/8 inch thick Lexan instead of this much thinner plexiglass here. So I mean, I can get my finger under there pretty easy. There's room, but it's not enough to be able to screw that down with the thicker plastic. So I was going to put the thicker plastic up there, but unfortunately it doesn't fit. This marquee does have crack right here, and I'm not sure if I'm going to keep it up there or not. I think I will. I kind of like the Kadash better, and I've got red tea molding that I'm going to put on to replace this black stuff that's shrunk and coming out of the cabinet sides. But I do plan on using the Double Dragon control panel. The only thing it's kind of a pain for is things like Neo Geo that wants 4 buttons. Yeah. So I wouldn't mind having like a 4-button layout, but I don't know if there's enough room for 2 players with 4 buttons each. So I might just stick to the Double Dragon panel. This is the one that has Wico micro switch joysticks. I have other panels with leaf switch that I haven't tried out, tested yet, but this one I know is working. This one has also had the 2 wires swapped on it so that it's JAMA button 1, 2, 3, as I said in an earlier video. For whatever reason, the Double Dragon PCBs, they're JAMA, but the way they wired up the buttons, this is button 1, 2, 3. So if you follow the stock wiring for this cabinet, you end up with what it is now, where this is kick, this is punch, because JAMA wiring is button 1, 2, 3, Double Dragon is kick, jump, punch, in that order. So honestly, I don't think I'll be running Double Dragon. I think this might be the last time Double Dragon runs in this cabinet for this video. Not that I think it's a bad game, it's just the whole point of this is to run my other JAMA games that I like more than Double Dragon, including a Mr. FPGA, which I believe actually has Double Dragon on it. And also I'd like to hook up my main PC, although the best way to do that I'm not sure with the drawer setup here. And that's got Double Dragon on it, so yeah, trying to think of what else to say in this video, but that's about it. The monitor, again, I've got this weird interference pattern. I don't know if it'll pick up on the video, but it changes speed almost. It looks like it's a slow interference and it kind of speeds up, then it slows down. I don't know how annoying that's going to be to me, and I have no idea how to fix that. There is a giant ferrite, 2 giant ferrite toroids that the cabinet wires wrap around as they go from the bottom of the cabinet up to the top, and then there's a square toroid on the video lines before my extension harness that I made. So I might try unplugging my extension harness and plugging the cabinet's harness in and see if maybe my extension harness is causing the interference patterns on the monitor. Not really sure, but at this point I'm just happy that I've got a working monitor in this game, the buttons are working, the marquee is working, everything is working. And now I can start using it to actually play games, which I haven't yet. I tested with my Konami Devastators, the board that I always throw in to test games, because if it fries, I really don't care. Sorry to fans of that game, but it's whenever I got it. Can't even remember where I got it, but I believe it was just part of a parts deal, so it didn't really cost me. Technically, didn't really cost me anything. So yeah, and then I've just started this up and tested it and to make sure those buttons worked, and that's it. So from here on out, it'll be hopefully playing games and not so much working on the cabinet until the nice weather. This cabinet still smells really musty, so I'm going to be taking it outside when the weather gets better into the garage and probably lightly sanding the inside. I think I've already said this too. Lightly sanding the inside and then maybe painting it with Kills primer to kind of seal any or as much of the odors in as I can, so it doesn't have quite the musty smell as it does right now. So yeah, Operation Double Double Dragon I'm going to call a success and complete, and from now on this is just going to be my generic JAMA cab, even though I will most likely just be leaving the Double Dragon marquee and control panel on. And for horizontal games, the background looks okay. The bezel there, it's a thick cardboard bezel. It's got that design on the back, and then on the front it's got one that kind of mirrors the side art with that arrow logo, although as I've also said before, it's not the like red and yellows color, it's the black and gray color, so it doesn't really match the color of the cab. And it's also made to look good in a horizontal orientation and not a vertical, so I might just be taking that cardboard out and getting some black poster board and just making a generic black bezel so it's not Double Dragon on it when it's vertical. But yeah, there she is. Project Double Dragon successful. 2 Double Dragons non-working. Got them both up and running.